Hello everyone, is finally making another update video. It is October 24th and good amount of stuff has happened since the last video. Let's see, I had my 6-month follow-up appointment with my endocrinologist. He said all my levels are looking great, no issues with anything, but I had an issue. I'm in a study to see the effectiveness of different types of different ways of taking estradiol, and there were some miscommunications there, and I thought I was getting charged for stuff that I wasn't supposed to, but I looked back at the papers I signed, and yeah, my insurance is being charged for that. So on the upside is I don't have to do monthly blood draws anymore, because for some reason I was under the assumption that it was going to be monthly blood draws for 2 years and I'd have to pay for that, and it's like, if that's going to happen, I can't stay in the study. But apparently the monthly blood draws for the first 6 months would have happened anyway. So I'd be paying that anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to stay in the study. But let's see. Yeah, everything went good. Talked to the endocrinologist. He said everything's good. We talked about some stuff that I'm thinking about for the future of my transition, and I'm not sure I'm going to get into it yet on the video, but I am thinking further in the future about stuff. And nothing's obviously set in stone yet, but things might be going on. I don't know. What else? I actually made a list of stuff to talk about, so I don't try to do all this off of memory, because my memory sucks. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't get rained on. It's going to be like the last nice day of the year, so I thought I'd get the bike out and ride to work. Let's see, what else? So it's been roughly 6.5 months on HRT, and everything's been going amazing with that. New changes I've noticed are I'm definitely losing some muscle strength, especially in my arms. I haven't noticed much change in muscle mass, which I'm kind of hoping for. I want my arms and shoulders to be a bit thinner and less bulky as they are. First time I really noticed it was I had to change the O2 sensor in my van, and it was in a really awkward place on the back of the engine, between the engine and the firewall. And last year I would have had no problems breaking it loose, but this year I just could not get the force on it. I could not get the leverage on it, so I had to get my friend Kyle to come over and help with it. He finally broke it loose. So that was the first instance where I needed some help getting something done that I could have done before. Things are definitely getting heavier. It's definitely, definitely have to start changing how I do stuff. But it's been interesting. My hair's filling in really good. Top of my head is filling in. It's a lot better now. It's still thinner than I'd like, but it's to the point where 90% of the time I go somewhere, I don't even bother with my wig. I had got it cut finally went to a stylist to get it cut for the first time, and it was nothing major, just a trim, just to clean up the split ends and stuff. They curled it a bit. That was fun. Let's see. One of the big changes lately, one of the new things is I'm definitely feeling my emotions a lot more. there's a webcomic I was rereading, and one of the scenes, it didn't do it before when I read through the first time, but this time it hit me like a ton of bricks, and my eyes were flowing. My tears were going hard, going strong, and that felt amazing. I haven't felt that since I was a little kid, I don't think, even then. But it's definitely a really good feeling to have those times where something really sad or really happy, really good, something really good happens, and I just feel a sudden huge wave of emotions. It feels really good. I'm just kind of leaning into that and embracing it. What else? One thing I've definitely noticed lately is my social anxiety has gone down a lot, and I'm a lot more confident than I was before. I think a lot of that is because I feel like people are starting to see me as how I see myself, and that just kind of increases my confidence by itself, which is really nice. One thing I noticed the other day is I remember early in my transition when I started wearing breast forms under a bra, I was still really nervous to let people actually see that, and I just realized the other day I have pretty obvious chest now, and I don't even give it a second thought when I'm out in public, which feels really good. I'm definitely starting to like how my body looks. It's starting to feel right. I noticed yesterday I'm starting to get some curves around the midsection, which I was wondering how long it would take for that to finally start happening, but I definitely started noticing that. One of the things I've tried to start doing lately is when I go thrifting for clothes, I start to look for pants in the women's section that'll fit me. And so far, I found a couple that fit me good, but a few of the ones I picked up the waist is too small and they're a bit too short. But overall, I like how they fit better than my old pants. And one of the downsides is one of the pairs of jeans I got, they're kind of stretchy, but they're a bit too tight to fit well over my prosthetic, over my socket and my brace on the other side. So that kind of sucks. So I'm kind of stuck with more baggy pants, unless I'm wearing leggings where I can just wear under the brace on my left side and I have it cut off up at the top of my knee sleeve. I'm definitely really liking the combo of leggings and shorts. It kind of expands short season, which is nice. Only downside is I can't really wear them at work because they'll just get torn up in the first day. But I completely redid my closet yesterday. I put 2 hanger racks in it, so I have twice the hanger space I had, and it's already at 75% capacity. All my long pants are hung up on the bottom, all my tops and all that are on the top rack. I've been going to thrift stores and getting clothes way too much lately. But it's kind of become a fun thing to do on the weekends, just find new clothes I like. see what else. One thing I've definitely noticed lately, especially since it's been getting colder out, my cold tolerance has pretty much gone down the drain. Today's kind of an exception. I've been feeling hot and sweaty all day, even though the lab isn't that hot. So I'm not sure what's going on, but right now it feels really good. It's what, 77 probably. And it feels really good right now. Yeah, I can't even remember. God, I can't even read my handwriting in a Sharpie. One thing I've noticed lately that's kind of cool is more often I've been getting called ma'am more. It's kind of interesting to see how it's progressively getting more common, even when I don't have my wig or any makeup on. So there's definitely some changes going on with my body shape and my face, and every time I get called ma'am, I get a big dumb smile on my face because it feels so good. Saturday, I went to the DMV in the morning. The lady that did my paperwork at the DMV was really cool. I walked in, they just changed the location, so it was all different from last time I was there to do any paperwork for my car. And I walked in, I was looking around, I was like, where the heck is the little card thing where you take a number? And the lady at the desk was like, hey ma'am, are you here for license or vehicle? Okay, there's a kiosk here where you sign in and you get your number. So I got called ma'am right when I walked in. And once I got my number called, it was the same woman who did my paperwork, and I was there to get my plates renewed. And while I was there, I was going to go ahead and get my titles in my new name, because I finally got my name changed pretty much everywhere. There's just a few places that are still under my old name, but so it went smooth. I mean, there's no issues. And even though she saw my old name, when we were all done, I was getting ready to leave, she's like, oh, have a nice day, ma'am. So that was really nice. That was really good. So she figured out what was going on. And then actually, before I went to the DMV, I went to McDonald's for breakfast, and I got ma'amed there too. So that was 3 times at that point. And then I went to a couple of thrift stores. I bought a bunch of clothes, and after that I went grocery shopping, and I got called ma'am 2 more times there. One when I was forget how it happened the first time, but the second time when I was loading my groceries from the cart to my car, guy walked up behind me, was like, hey ma'am, are you done with this cart? I'll take it back for you. So I'm definitely starting to pass more at when people just glance up and not really paying super close attention. So hormones are definitely working. I'm trying to work on my voice more. I don't know if it's I actually kind of want to compare how I sound in this video to my older videos, because I'm starting to actively work on my voice, and I don't know how it compares to how it could be, but I'm trying to do a higher tone, more inflection, basically being more expressive. And one thing I've noticed in this whole thing is before I came out, I didn't really talk much. Granted, I still don't talk as much as most people, but I kind of realized that it's because I really don't like my voice. I don't like how masculine it is and how monotonous it is. So I'm trying to change that. And I've noticed since I have started doing that, I'm more comfortable talking and being more expressive. I was going to say something, but then it completely left my brain, so So one thing I've been doing is, since it's getting colder, I'm driving my car more into work and all that, so I've been singing along to the radio, and that seems to help in both my pitch and inflection and all that. What else? I officially came out at work as a trans woman. This was quite a while back. I pretty much, when was it? I think it was on a Friday, like end of the day. I sent an email out to all my coworkers in the clinic, and it's like, hey, I just want to make some stuff public that some of you already know, but me changing my name, cutting my hair, and all that has been for, there's a reason behind that, and, well, I didn't really actually phrase it like that, but pretty much I'm transgender and I go by she, her now, and I would greatly appreciate people using those pronouns. And so far people have been great about it. I'm actually kind of surprised how quickly people are getting used to it. We have a new orthotist there, and she's pretty cool. Her personality is very different from mine. She's very loud and expressive, and even though we're quite opposite, I like interacting with her, because it kind of feels like I need that kind of personality around me to bring my personality out more. And she asked me if she could ask me how my transition's going, and has some questions, and so we talked about that for a bit. And it's nice. It's a nice change to have people genuinely interested and curious about it, instead of kind of awkwardly ignoring it, which feels weird. It just feels weird. I don't know. But I'm gonna start. We're in the process of getting a new brace for me, a new AFO, and she's gonna cast me tomorrow morning. So we're gonna work on doing that. One upside to having to pay for the monthly blood test, I've nearly met my deductible. So I'm gonna get a new brace. I'm gonna try and get a new foot. This one is, I don't know how many years old. So I'm gonna try and get a new foot. My socket's pretty much new. Let's see what else. So, there's a couple of questions my uncle had. He messaged me a while back asking if he could ask me some questions about my transition and all that. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. And so we've been talking about that. had some really good questions, and he was genuinely interested and curious about it. And I actually messaged him last night. I was like, hey, I'm making a video tomorrow. Do you have any questions you still want answered? And he had two. One was, have I gotten any weird or negative reactions to coming out and being out in public? And not really. The one thing, actually, back before I got my name changed on my license, my new license, with my new picture on it, I was checking out at Schnucks. I was getting some alcohol, and that was back when I was still wearing my wig. And she asked if she could see my ID, so I gave it to her, and I look totally different between how I look now or how I looked then and my picture. She looked at the picture, looked at me, looked down again, looked up. It's like, I don't think this is your ID. This looks nothing like you. And I was like, well, it is. She asked if I had a second ID or like a second photo ID, and I didn't. So I was like, well, I have my debit card with my name on it, my insurance card with my name on it. So I showed her those, and a few seconds later she's like, okay. And one thing happened the other day. I was at a gas station getting stuff, and I get up to the counter. The guy started checking my stuff out, and I could tell he was looking at my face. He glanced down at my chest a couple of times and looked back up, and I could kind of tell he was confused. He didn't say, sir, have a nice day, sir, or ma'am, when I left, so I don't know what he was thinking, but that was amusing. Let's see, the other question was, do I use women's restrooms when I'm out in public? And since coming out, I've avoided public restrooms altogether because I don't feel comfortable in the men's room, and I don't want to make anyone else uncomfortable or or myself get harassed by using the women's restroom. So, but lately I've been thinking, since I've been getting called ma'am a lot more often lately, it might not be such a big issue in the near future. So the main issue I don't use a women's restroom yet is I don't want to make anyone else uncomfortable, and I don't want to get harassed myself for doing it. And the whole trans bathroom issue is stupid anyway, like all these bathroom laws, because they always say cis guys are going to try and go into the women's restroom to assault someone. And what's stupid is, even with those laws in place, a cis guy could just say, well, I'm a trans guy, so I was assigned female at birth, so I have to use this bathroom. And the people who make these laws just don't think it through. They don't actually care, I don't think. Along with all the other anti-trans crap going on in state and federal governments. It's just frustrating. All I need to do is pee, damn it. What else? Restrooms, yada yada. I found out that to get my gender marker changed on my driver's license, I actually can do that already since I'm on hormones. All I need to do is get a paper, like a gender marker change application, and have my endocrinologist sign it and take it to the DMV, and I can just have it changed on my license, which I'm gonna do soon, partially because my picture for my previous license looks horrible. Even though it has my name on it, the picture looks absolutely horrible. So any reason to get a new ID, I'm gonna do that. So I'm going to have my endocrinologist sign that paper, and then I'm going to do that whenever I have a spare time to go to DMV when they're open. One thing I did notice a couple of days ago, as kind of a HRT change, I noticed I'm definitely seeing I'm seeing differences. How to explain it? I'm seeing much more finer variances in color. I'm seeing much more differences in color, which has been super obvious now that the leaves are changing. And it's like, holy crap! I don't remember these leaves ever being this vibrant, and there being so many different shades. But that was a really interesting thing I noticed. Like next weekend, me and Chris are going to Klondike Park to take pictures, and that's going to be interesting. I haven't been into photography in a while. It'll be interesting to see the differences now that I'm apparently noticing more subtle color differences and everything. What else? Journal marker, main board, getting cold. That's what that was. Yeah. So I think I pretty much talked about everything I was planning on talking about. Like I said, first thing I talked about in this video is something I'm not really sure if it's decided, but is the way to put it, but I'm definitely going to start looking into surgery. I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep this in a video because it's really not anyone else's business, but it's been something I've been thinking about forever, and it's starting to feel like an actual possibility, and it's still something I'm thinking hard about, but at this point it's kind of, I think I've reached the point where I feel like the pros and the results and all that are gonna outweigh the difficulty getting there, and the cost and the recovery and all that. So I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I've kind of realized how much that stuff down there has affected my feelings about my body, and it's definitely impacted things throughout my life. I don't know, I don't want to get too into it in a video like this, but I am starting to look into things and inquire into things and about that. So the rest is highway. Just a long trip down the highway home. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have anything else to say, so I may just cut it off here. I'll just keep recording in case I do think of something to say, then I'll cut to that. So, some of the stuff I'm not super comfortable making public, but it's still, I'd rather be super open and honest about stuff and let people know where I stand on stuff when it comes to this. So next 2 or 3 years is going to be interesting. I think that's about it. So I'll talk to you later.